Once you know where to place your weight and you know how to place your weight on somebody and you learn enough to be able to relax and block out the guard, 90% of your ability to hold somebody down after that, after you achieve that level of skill, is how well you kill frames. By definition, somebody who is really good at holding top knows where to put their weight and knows how to kill frames. That's what defines somebody who has a brutal top game. Submissions come after that. So all the submission, everybody that's got great submission game from cross sides top, you will also find they're great at killing the frames, because that's what sets up the submissions. You're not going to be very good at getting the submissions if you're not very good at killing frames. So at my gym over the last 20, 30 years, we spent a lot of time focused and drilling on doing nothing but just killing frames. It's kind of a bummer drill when you're on bottom, because you're getting your arm killed over and over again. But it makes such a massive difference for the person on top. And again, going back to how we blocked out the guard, right? What could we block out the guard with? Our arm, our leg, or our hip? What do you kill frames with? Your arms, your legs, or your hips? That's it, right? So I'm gonna take cross sides top on Liam. I'm not gonna put all my weight on him. I'm gonna put my knees on the mat right now. The frame I'm most concerned about in the beginning is this inside frame. He's going to put that elbow on my hip bone, or if he's a strong guy, his hand on my hip, just kind of push me away and to make space, or on my shoulder, my armpit, to make space. And if he's not doing anything with it, you don't have to kill frames. It only becomes something you do once he gives you that pressure. So once I feel that pressure, I'm going to kill the frame. The first one, I'll just use my leg. So as I feel him push, he pushes. And here's one little trick I'll say is, as he starts to push into the frame, push back a little bit as well, okay? So if I feel him pushing onto my left hip, I'm gonna drop my weight into him a little bit more with my left hip, and then I'm gonna kill it. Because what am I doing? I'm tightening up the connection I have to him, and then I break it. So it's harder for him to pull his arm away when I go to kill it, because he's holding me up, right? So I feel him pushing on that hip, I push back into it a little bit, and then I bump it out with my knee. And once I bump it with my knee, I get to what we call a dry dock position, where his arm's up in the air like an antenna like this, and my knee is here. Okay? So again, I feel him pushing, I push back into it a little bit. You can't see that, but that's what I'm doing. Then I take my knee and I bump it out, and then I block it, right? And I drop my weight. That's one example. There's no wrong way to do this, right? You can use, different people have different variations depending on how they hold, of what part of their body they like to use to kill the frame. But I'm just gonna give you some ideas there. Another thing, sometimes I might use my, especially if he was using his hand, you'll see people sometimes use their knees either way, right, to bump. Now that's my leg. Also, okay, my hip. So I feel him really pushing on my hip. I sit out and take up that space with my hip. I'm not being technical or with my arms right now. Just trying to give you space to see that's what's killing that right there. Is not me pulling up on the arm, although I might do that as well, probably will. It's the hip filling up that space, okay? And then last but not least, he's pushing with the elbow, and I just use my arm to kill it by plucking it up.